welcome to denrawhite's YouTube channel. Want a cookie?
Welcome to denrawhite's vlog. Welcome to denrawhite's vlog. I'm happy you could come along. I have two sisters and I love my dog. This tune is catchy, so sing along. Welcome to denrawhite's vlog. Welcome to denrawhite's vlog.
Hi guys, welcome back to denrawhite's YouTube channel. Oh my gosh! It's only been a week and she posted another video. Oh my gosh! Yes, it is true. It has only been about a week and I am posting another video. Insert fan scream here. So because I haven't done this in a really long time, I decided to go onto my little Facebook account and take a poll on what you guys wanted to hear about. And the popular vote was wedding planning! So for those of you who don't know, this past summer I got engaged. Ooh. So I got engaged to my long-term boyfriend Jackson, who you can see in this video. He's really awesome. We've been together for 7 years and now we're getting married. Yep. So because we haven't been engaged for too terribly long, I haven't really dove into a ton of stuff when it comes to the wedding bride planning thingamajobby. So even though I haven't been super hardcore planning yet, I think I have enough material for you guys to be able to give you some tips. So after having thought it out for a while, here are my top 10 tips about wedding planning. Tip number 1. Organize, 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 organize. Coming from someone who is not a particularly organized person, I suggest this to every bride and groom in the entire freaking universe. Hello aliens up there? Organize. There are these like handy schmandy little binders that you can get that help you organize all the stuff. I had made my own. Dun dun dun! You can make your own and like put all these things together. We got this awesomeness from a couple of friends of ours from our engagement party. So these usually range within the 20s or 30s. So if you don't really want to spend that much, then you don't have to because you can get tons of resources online. Tip number 2. Speaking of online resources, Pinterest, anyone? Pinterest is good, it's bad, and it's ugly. The good is that it is just has like just a cornucopia of good ideas. Like Pinterest is constantly throwing tons and tons of cool ideas that other people have done into the internet in a very small specific place. You can type in weddings, engagement parties, bridal showers, baby showers, anything you want into Pinterest and they will come up with a ton of really cool crafty ideas. The bad part of Pinterest is that you look at all these ideas, then you try to do them on your own and they somehow do not coincide to awesome. So be careful and make sure that you know that you can actually handle some of the crafty things that you want to do on Pinterest. Start broad and then slowly dwindle down to what you can afford, what you can do, and what you actually physically are capable of crafting. Tip number 3. The third thing is while you're getting all into your organizing and your planning, remember, bring in your fiance. I know a lot of you brides out there have been out there and you'd be like, I've had my wedding planned since I was like in the womb, so he just needs to just show up. It's not exactly the kind of relationship that you want to have with the guy you're going to spend with the rest of your life with. So my suggestion is that bring each other into the wedding planning. It'll keep you both on the same track, it'll keep you both financially on the same track, and it'll help unite you as a team. Because let's face it, once you become married, you become a team. So why not start now? Tip number 4. Don't take on too much. I know that if you're very gung-ho like I am when it comes to crafts, you would say, that's really cool, and that's really cool, and that's really cool. But at the end of the day, you need to make sure that you are reasonably taking on enough. That goes along with my tip number 5. Don't be afraid to delegate. Now, there is such thing as delegating but not being bossy. Don't go all bridezilla on people, but be aware that there are people in your life that want to help you out. Tip number 6. So don't be afraid to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing about your pride that needs to be bruised. If you would like people to cut and paste squares onto other squares, just invite them over. Make it a night. Go and rent a movie and then you can do crafty things while you're like watching a musical. Tip number 7. Now this one I've seen on a lot of blogs and I've seen a lot of people suggest it. Make a monthly checklist. Making a monthly checklist, it allows you and your partner, teammates, fiance, yes. Make sure that you and your partner are on the same page. It will take a lot of the stress of the big day planning, and it'll start breaking it down into more edible chunks. It'll be easier to handle if you can actually see it. And that way you can go through and you feel more accomplished as you're checking off your list every month. There are a lot of online sources for the checklist, so go ahead and just Google wedding checklists and you'll come up with like a million results. Tip number 8. My tip number 8 is keeping your expectations real. You might have always dreamt about the Cinderella fairy tale wedding, but if you can't actually afford a horse and carriage and balloons that float down from the sky and pigeons being released during your vows, then maybe you should reevaluate kind of where you want to be in that realm of dream. Now, I'm not saying to completely disregard your dream, but just make sure that you can tailor it to a more realistic approach. Tip number 9. Now, on the opposite spectrum of wanting too much, there's the wanting to please everyone. It's really important for you to be considerate of others, but at the end of the day, being confident enough to say, no, I really think that we want it this way. Remember, the we, you, your fiancé, 2 people getting married, not just you. So you can be considerate of the fact that maybe your mother really wants this type of flower, or you want to be considerate of the traditions that your families want to uphold. But at the end of the day, within reason, it is your day. And so they have to respect it enough to be able to accept that they might not be able to get everything that they want. You cannot please everyone, and everyone will have an opinion about everything, and they'll all be conflicting. So at the end of the day, take your fiancé aside or take your fiancé aside, pull together, say, what do we really want to do? And then go from there. Make sure to be respectful through this entire process. We don't want family rifts. And last but not least, tip number 10. Finally, we've gotten to the end of this whole list. This is probably the most important thing to remember through the entire wedding process. It's a mantra that I have to tell myself. Nothing will be perfect. And that's okay. I have been to so many weddings in the last couple of years, and there's always been something that has gone wrong. Nothing life-changing, nothing dire, nothing that like the world exploded and then the wedding didn't happen. But sometimes it happens where the flower girl gets the flu the night before the wedding and she can't walk down the aisle. Maybe you rub against the limousine that you just came in and you have a little bit of a smudge on your dress. The boys will be late from picking up their tuxes from the rental store. Or worse yet, they'll forget the tuxes at someone's house. Someone will forget something right before the wedding, and unless they're the rings, trust me, I understand. We've spent months and months and months trying to make this day perfect. And it's really frustrating when all of our hard work culminates into a little bit off center of what we really wanted. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, don't stress. Because whether it goes smoothly or roughly, it's gonna go. But at the end of the day, you're marrying the love of your life. So does it really matter if you got blue hydrangeas instead of lavender? I hope these wedding tips help you as much as they hopefully will help me. If you have any more tips though, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. And I hope you're having a great day in your part of the world, and I'll see you guys next time.